take them all out for the big bounce off the bottom. That's a big shakeout. This is what happens to the bulls when they got that exuberance.
I can't even keep up with the tick-tock.
All right, we're in bear market. We told you people not to get involved in that. Whoa, look at that.
Good evening, stock traders, and welcome to Stock Traders Talk Radio here on a beautiful Tuesday night, January 31st, 2012. I'm your host, STT. Joining me on tonight's program, I have Haas.
Well, sorry, I think I was actually on mute there, just as Hans was last night, so you can call me an idiot for the rest of the night.
Okay, I have Idiot with me. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thanks a lot. Glad to be here.
It's good to have you finally. Alrighty, also joining us on the program tonight, we have Sifakia.
Aloha, STT and STT traders and the rest of the gang. Good to be here, as always. Looking forward to the spotlight.
Looking forward to the spotlight tonight. Yes, I think we all are. Also joining me on the program tonight, we have Nickel.
What's going on, fellas? How are you tonight?
Fantastic, sir. How about yourself?
Not too bad. Can't complain.
That's good to hear. Also on the program with us tonight, back from a long hiatus, Stock Sumo.
Yeah, man. Glad to be back in the States.
And why don't you brief us on why you took such a long hiatus and where you were?
Oh, I took a nice sunny vacation in Jamaica.
Nice.
And I brought the warm weather with me back. We had a little snowstorm over the weekend, and today it all melted. It was like 50s here up in upstate New York.
Thanks for the weather update. Appreciate it. Also joining us on the program tonight is Cap.
What's going on, gentlemen? How are we?
I am fantastic, sir. How about yourself?
Oh, I'm doing great. Life is really good.
Doing great. Now, for those that did not catch our last two shows, Sunday night was our exclusive CEO interview with Mr. Stephen Sambliss, IC Places, ICPA. Yesterday, we had over an hour conversation with Mr. Roy Warren of Attitude Drinks, ATTD. Coming up tomorrow night, CEO interview with SATM. And we just booked another one for Thursday. Am I allowed to say that ticker? Anybody know that information?
No, I wouldn't really.
No? Can't give that ticker out as of not allowed.
I'll let you announce it.
Not allowed. Okay. All right. Now, moving on with tonight's show. We are going to Stock Spotlight COHO, COHO. I am going to start it off with my ultimate DDer, Mr. Kopp. Take it away.
All right. Thanks, Mike. All right, guys. I think we all know this play. Been around for a while. About a year ago, I think we all played Shar to a certain degree. And now it's Cooper Holdings Corp, COHO, COHO. Big day there today. 42,275,938 shares traded. Staircase up and up 120% at a close of .0011. This play was selected for a lot of reasons. There's a lot of telltale signs out there of key things that we watch of what's going to give you money. And so let's kind of run down through what's going with it. And remember, we're not financial advisors. We're just telling you how we would play it. So we'll go from there. Cooper Holdings Corp. Website is cooperholdingscorp.com. It's actually a pretty good website where it goes through the home, about us, company news. Let me give you a quick little thing here. And corporate governance, Dan Cooper, the CEO, and the reports, FAQ, investor information, and Cooper, and it also has a Cooper Hunting website. Hasn't been much news here recently, which tells you, based off of certain things that just happened today, that like luck will have it, that news is going to come. I don't know that for a fact. I'm just telling you from my experience that I think you're getting ready to get news. Now, what does that mean? Well, when you sit there and you go back through a lot of the connecting the dots with this play, it's not exactly what I would call your investment type company. Now, we're talking about what to do over the course of the next 2 days, what we would do over the next 2 days, and how to rake 100% from this play. That's really what the goal is and where it is. Now, I would say that's the max, all right? And, we're not allowed to give you financial advice. So I'm just telling you what I would do. Does that work? Can I do that?
Yeah, you can do that.
All right,
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, you got to be honest.
Exactly. Now, Dan Cooper, great guy, doing a lot of things, hunting equipment, all kinds of other type of stuff. This is a reverse merger play and a couple of things that happened. But I kind of wanted to run through I want to give you the bad, okay? Now, the bad is the two filings on the 24th and 25th. And I've already dug through all these things. And, next thing you know, you see 2 billion shares issued. And it looks like personal shares to the CEO and to another insider is what it looks like. So you went from 280 million to 4 billion, and 2 billion of it went right into somebody's personal accounts. Who knows? Now, what I don't know is what's restricted and what's not. So we always assume as traders, day traders, if you will, that it's not. Hence, there's going to be dilution. Now, if you look at the chart, many times charts are set up, okay? It's driven down to a certain degree to where you can drive it up. Now, with the 120% gain today, a lot of people will look at that like, okay, that's it's not going to do good tomorrow and all other stuff. We'll go through the chart a little later, but you can see a couple of key things with that. Now, the other thing, when you sit there and you go through these filings, I'm looking through some of the stuff with the attorney's opinion and those type of things. And, I think everybody out there in the penny world knows Chris Davies, right? You guys all know that name, right? Yes? Okay. To say things to No Dummy does a really good job on a bunch of things and he's got a heart on. Can I say that?
You just did, my friend.
All right. He has one of them on for Chris Davies, the attorney. Now, why that is, I have no idea. Maybe it got burned into play, whatever. It doesn't really matter. But if you do a lot of research on Chris Davies and all that other stuff, essentially every play that this guy touches, and I'll rattle some off to you: SMPP, MGRN, AVOP, PMDP. You guys remember that one? Woo! That one brings back some memories, huh? How about Hickey? You guys remember that one?
Oh, man.
LKEN, SSPT, SREH, ENTI. That's right. Lady Gaga. You guys remember those days? Banny. How about Banny? Banny was good. That was awesome. BKBR, SSBN. How about that one? That was beautiful. EYSM, SIVA, another good one for the old bag holder realm. EMLL, SPQS, CPWY, SHAR, formerly SHAR, now COHO. Gordo, which I happen to love, and I have a lot of pain associated with Gordo, so there's a reason why I'm talking like this. HBWO, ATYG, LGMH, HRID. Hey, here's another good one. ALCL. You guys remember all that? Yeah. Now, here's the key thing to know about this. The most of them, the price eventually dropped or stayed at 0.000 once it got a reverse split after they did all their stuff, right? So I don't know who's behind the scenes, and frankly, I don't care. All I care about is how I'm going to make money off of what they are doing. That's my goal, as I would hope it would be yours. If there's anybody out there telling you that this is a long-term investment, stay long and strong, go for years and years and hold every little piece of it, mark their name, jot it down, and follow them around, and then just bash the living shit out of them. Can I say that?
Okay, you got to quit asking us if you can say stuff after you already say it. Just
Right. Just saying. Okay,
Right.
my point being, okay, so why are we profiling COHO? Well, because you can make money off of it. That's why. All these OTC companies, and I don't want to dive into this too much. There are a lot of companies out there trying to do some good things with a good product to where shares are not the product, okay? And they're trying, and, you know, they don't make it. I mean, there's a lot of different things that make it harder. 504s, 144 shares, everything that you could possibly imagine. Then there's some where, you know, the vision is just such a ridiculous thing to where let's get debentures and just, you know, fund things, and then shares become the product vice the actual original business plan. And, you know, I would argue in most cases that some don't even have a business plan. But point being is this is actually a company that, you know, does a lot of hunting equipment and those type of things. But when you sit there and you look at the bottom line on some of the stuff, they're not making a lot of earnings. And, you know, when you look at cost of goods sold and those type of things off of that, which on CooperHoldingsCorp.com, you'll have all that stuff. Now, I'm not saying they're not going to be able to go the direction they are. I'm just telling you, if you connect all the dots, the chances are it's a hell no. So, you know, take that for what it is. But can you make 100%? The answer is yes, in my opinion. I think they're going to drive this up pretty good coming off that bottom drop, and you're going to see some pretty high volume rocking this thing a little bit. So this is get in, do your thing, get out, clip it for 60, 70, 80%, whatever the case may be, and go from there. That would be my opinion. Now, still my opinion, right? All right, so let me give you a couple other things. I'm just going to help you guys out here with let me see here. You guys ever hear Stocks and Money?
I don't think so, no.
Okay, stocksandmoney.com, right? Pretty decent site. They do a lot of different stuff. It's a promoter company. I don't know who owns it. I mean, I do, but I'm not going to say. I mean, there's easy ways to figure that out. But when you sit there and you go down, scroll down to the bottom, stocksandmoney.com, what they give you is accountants, auditors, attorneys, blacklisted promoters, brokers, due diligence, financial tools, investor relation companies, IR broker services, market makers, review and testimonials, services for hire, stock promoters, transfer agents, and verified stock promoters. Then it has resources. Now, the resources is very interesting, and it's and that's why I'm coming here. Accountants and auditors, blacklisted promoters, due diligence, going public, investor relations, IR broker services, raising capital, review and testimonials, services for hire, and verified stock promoters. So what do I want to go to? I'm keying in on the whole attorney piece, right? I think that's where I actually was. So let me get there. Okay, so clicking on the directory for the attorneys, right? So now why do you think all these attorneys' names are in here? Because they're associated with OTC, right? Now, when you do certain things like that, you guys know I'm a big fan of phone numbers, absolutely huge fan of phone numbers. You find the one phone number that I've been referencing, then you Google it, and you'll find all kinds of very interesting information. But I'm not going to go into that. I'm just giving you another tidbit of how to do some of this DD for what it is. Now, if you go to OTCmarkets.com, which we always do in our DD, right? We'll sit there and we'll go through the share structure and all that other type of stuff, which I always do. I'm also going to go to the law offices of Christopher Davies. Now, you basically just type that in, tells you where it is, gives you a phone number, another phone number right there, and then it tells you all the companies that are associated with it. Now, the problem I have with this, and I got to make this very clear, the goal is not to make bag holders. I mean, I'm okay with promoters. I love having promoters out there. I mean, I want you guys to promote everything and scream it up and all of that. Problem is, there's just not that much money in the OTC. So, frankly, every time you guys make 100 bag holders, you're making my job of making money much harder. So you got to give people a chance to make money, period. And if you don't give them a chance to make money, then I'm going to dog you out on this show every damn time. Now, on this, there's a whole streak of stop signs all over the place. Now, that's what I want you to see. Pink's stop signs, all right? Now, that tells you everything you want to know about this. And if you don't understand what that is and you're trading in the OTC, stop. Go, pick up underwater basket weaving or something like that. Start a new career. I don't know. But stop trading stocks. Okay? I mean, you got to know. I mean, I'm just saying, right? I mean, am I bullshitting?
I'm just wondering where you pulled out underwater basket weaving. I thought that was pretty funny.
Hey, that was a curriculum at Florida State. I'm just saying. All right, so that's the other piece with that. So when we go back, I'm going to go back to CooperHoldingsCorp.com, right? Gives you the transfer agent information, right? What do? You call a transfer agent, try to get the information, but we've already given it to you. Now, I want to stress that, Mr. Dan Cooper, outstanding individual. I don't know if he's wrapped up with good guys, bad guys, or whatever the case may be. That's none of my business. My business is I want to make money off of this stock that is up 120% today. Now, most people wouldn't touch it. However, I'm going to. Now, with that being said, let's go to the chart. Who's got it?
Siffy, roll with it.
Sorry about that. You were mesmerizing me there, cop.
I'm sorry. It was the underwater basket weaving, right?
It was. It was ornament.
Amazing.
All right, COHO.
Okay, COHO. Let's take a look at this. I mean, the chart kind of speaks for itself, if you can say that. I mean, basically, when you look at the chart, a lot of the things, pull it out and look at let's look at it daily. I usually start with the weekly. Let's look at the daily. The daily, obviously, it came down, really just fell off after it broke that 001 that you saw in December, where it had a nice bounce. 2 times it did that, nice little double bottom for the chart people that were in this in October and December, a little double bottom, but then kind of got a triple top of that 006, 005, 0045. So you're getting, lower highs all the way down. But what I do like about it is as that's happening, you've got this positive divergence setting up on the PPO, and that's going all the way back to July, August, and you see that's making higher highs, which is what we want to see. And the stochastics, the slow stow, it's really low. It's at 11 right now, 11.19 to be exact. But it's pointing in the right direction. We've got a nice little crossover with the K and the D. And, I can't deny that huge volume that came in. Now, I would say that, just like anything on this daily chart, don't like seeing that 20-day moving average crossing back through that 50. That's not a good sign for me. But I can't wait to hear the rest. I hope you're doing some more D&D on COHO, because I'd like to hear some more on it. But looking at this chart, can't deny that volume that came in and that price per share that came up, but I'd say this thing's got a lot of work to do. You got that resistance right there, that 00100, so at least it pushed above that, but by a tick. So that RSI looks good too. Sitting at 40, I definitely want to get that above 50. You can see what it does when it gets above 50 back in December. It gets a nice little. It's where it starts getting that power zone. If you can't do that, I'm looking now. It looks like if it can't even get up above this 40, it might be in trouble. So you're going to have to play it by ear. As for the chart today, it looks scattered to me. Yeah, there was buying. There was coming in. It's hard to say without watching that level, too. And like you said, opportunity to make money. This is one of those ones where it's hard to make a call on it until you're actually playing it the next day, man.
No, absolutely. And that's right on the mark. Now, one thing about charts, though, right, Sif, is big volume, dollar value, news, any catalyst changes a lot of stuff based off of, what you're actually seeing right now, correct?
Yeah, without a doubt. All of that can be changed. You look at the weekly, and it's a beautiful chart on the weekly too, but it also looks like, based on that slow stow and, just looking at 1 year on that weekly, I'm going to pull out even farther if you want, but definitely looks like there could be more downside before it really goes on a run. So I'd be very cautious on this one. I don't even really like playing these low multiples unless it's day trading only. Like you said, these are not investments.
Now, you remember when that one time when we were sitting there talking about the chart and all that other type of stuff, and we went through the whole thing, and then we kind of we rallied and talked about L2 a little bit?
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Let's look at L2. What do you got?
Well, right now when I go on my L2, I got E-Trade, and it is actually blank at this point for me, so I can't help you on that one, man.
All right, I'm looking. Basically, I want to talk about the trades, and you guys know exactly how I like to do this, right? From let's go with from 1540. All right, 20 minutes into it, 400, 100, 1.2 million, 100, 400, 1 million, 2,000, 500,000, all clocking it right there at the end. Now, it doesn't sound like a lot to most people. However, you know what that tells me? That tells me this. Somebody got a call and said, hey, you only got a few minutes to get in. Do it. All right? So they did. Now, why would they do that? I mean, they could have bought that thing much lower today. Why would they do that?
You got to look back, and basically it started after lunch. That's when the big rush started. You know, all those 001s and 0011s going through in millions, 500,000. I mean, it basically started right after lunch, and it was loading into close. So someone knows something.
Exactly, and that's the thing. And I mean, this stuff is like connecting dots. You know, if this was CSI, we'd catch every murderer there ever was. I mean, you can connect the dots on this stuff. I mean, no doubt about it. And it, you know, and it's money making opportunities. And do they all pan out? No. However, you know, high percentage tells me they do, and I play them just as that. So, gentlemen who are running COHO tomorrow, I am your flipper, just so you know. Right, I'm coming in strong first thing in the morning, and I am flipping your stock. Just giving you a heads up.
Another thing to keep in mind is there were only about 3 million shares that went off under trip 09. So pretty much all the shares were at trip 09 and above today.
Yeah, and
that's definitely a good point to add.
And I firmly believe that this will drive tomorrow.
I wouldn't doubt that for a second.
I'd like to add just a couple of points on the chart that I was looking at.
Bring it.
Yeah, I always like to resort to stockcharts.com when I look at charts sometimes. So, like Siffy said, the RSI is at a good spot here at 40, and if it could get up above 50, that would be positive. There's a resistance point at 0012, and then the next key resistance would probably be that 50-day moving average at 002. And then after that, it's 0028. And then, you know, you got 0047. So there's a lot of different resistance points to look at. The MACD is looking pretty good. It looks like it's starting to pinch, and it could cross. That's always a positive sign. So just a couple other things to think at.
Absolutely. Well, it's all about being risk averse, right? I mean, you're already that way when you go down to the OTC. But that's the DD, guys. I mean, I could sit there and go into all kinds of other little details, but, you know, the reality is that will be flowery bull crap, and I don't want to give you that. I'm just telling you, trade the stock. You have an opportunity to make some money, make some money.
Okay. Very well done. Let's take a look at it for tomorrow and see what we think she will do. Buy, sell, or hold on COHO. I'm going to start with Sumo.
I'm going to say buy. I think most of the shares probably, you know, since they were traded at 9 or above, then there's some upside here. I think, you know, it may gap up to that 0012, and if it breaks that resistance, it's going to have a nice run. And if the volume is consistent with today, we should see a nice pop. So I'm going to say buy.
All right. Siffy, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking it's definitely, you know, I hate to go against COP anymore nowadays. You know, I used to enjoy it, but it's getting painful, let me tell you. He's probably pulling one of those trickery things where he was just so bullish he hasn't really given his answer, and he's going to throw a sell on me or something crazy.
No, you want to know the truth?
Yeah, go ahead. You first.
Here's the truth. Danny and the boys are basically, they'll want to make me look stupid. There's no doubt in my mind they'll want to make me look stupid. So they won't dilute the crap out of it tomorrow. And if they dilute the crap out of it, I just pummeled their company and will continue to forever. I mean, it's just. I mean, look.
So
it's nothing against the. Yes, it's a buy. There's nothing against these guys. I mean, they do what they do, and they got to raise capital and all that. There's just a right way to do it. You know what I mean? There's just a right way to do it. And I know there's an opportunity to make some money here, and it's their choice: dilute early or let it run.
You're very clear. You said it's good for a good flip, and I agree with you there.
Yeah, I am a buy.
All right. Siffy?
Okay, well, I'm going to have to say that I agree that it is a good trading vehicle tomorrow. It probably is going to continue with this volume. It seems like it's hitting those radars of those traders out there in the awesome penny world. So I'm going to say, yeah, it's a great trade. Probably is money to be made in it. Be quick and be nimble. But I'm going to go with my sell, and it closes red. And I hope I'm wrong, and it blows up the moon as always for all you traders that are in it.
Siffy, why?
That's how I roll.
What's Siffy's record? Let's check the records. Mike, you got the records up? I'm not going to make you pull them up.
I can get them.
It's okay, it's okay if I'm wrong and it goes up and I put that sell on it because I'm stoked that I'm wrong and everybody's making money. But I just can't say that I could see this thing finishing green, and if it does, awesome. Watch it go berserk to the moon. It's just so hard to say. I got some great big boards to talk about later, by the way.
Okay. By the way, 7 for 50. All right, next, Haas.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with the buy for tomorrow. The level 2 and accumulation today pretty much speaks for itself. Either tomorrow I expect that to continue, or there's going to be some news, gap runner, some news, gap sell-off. I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but the volume today suggests something big is in the works, some sort of pump. I don't know if it's paid. I don't know if there's just big news on the way or what, but it's a screaming, table-pounding buy for tomorrow.
Okay. Nicole.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree here with everybody except for Siffy. Sumo, you made some valid points. Most of the accumulation came in, and cop end of day, right towards that last, after lunchtime rush. I'm not thinking this run is done. Looking at who's on it, they're not done either. I think they're going to push it up a little bit more close green.
Okay, well, this is a tough boat to be in. 5 buys and 1 sell. Which way to go? The peer pressure. So great. I will also concur with you guys and say that it is a buy for tomorrow. Very well done. That is our stock spotlight on COHO, COHO, here at Stock Traders Talk Radio. We're going to take a small commercial break, and we'll be back with Surfing with Sifikia. Then we're going to go around the horn and see what everybody's looking at for the rest of the week. And we'll be right back after these words.
Stock traders, sound the charge and gallop your way over to BlueHorseshoeStocks.com. Nowhere else will you find a simpler, more straightforward penny stock block, bounce play, momentum alert, short term, long term. It's all here. Get hits and ground floor opportunities before the promotions hit. Blue Horseshoe's track record speaks for itself with percentage gains numbering in the thousands. Sign up for our free market mailing list and receive picks before they're published. Welcome to Blue Horseshoe Stocks, where you're afforded the opportunity to observe a team of seasoned traders scrape and scour the market for every sub-penny, penny, and penny plus stock with a chance to blow it top. BlueHorseshoeStocks.com.
PennyChatterStocks.com, where our network becomes your game. There is no need for 6 or 7 sites to track your penny stock bugs. We've got chat, forums, blogs. You can integrate your Twitter, Facebook, Google+, MailChimp emailers all on one site so that your following comes with you. All it comes down to is the network, www.pennychatterstocks.com.
Traders Talk Radio.
Did you forget what we were?
No. I think you forgot where we were.
No, there was a brief pause in there. I thought you forgot we were called Stock Traders Talk Radio.
No, I had a huge echo coming at me, so I tried to hold so somebody could mute. Thank you very much. Okay, let's start all over again. Welcome back to Stock Traders Talk Radio. I'm your host, STT. Joining me on tonight's program, I have Cop, Nickel, Haas, Sifikia, and Stock Sumo joining us. Everybody back with me?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Very good to hear. Very good to hear. Okay, coming up on the show right this minute, one of our most exciting speakers, if you ask me. Love when he gets going, because when he gets on a roll, there's no stopping him. We call this Surfing with Sifikia. And now here he is, Sifikia.
All right, thanks, Mike. What a song. Gets you pumped up for the best January since 1997. All right, good job, Bulls. Sorry, Bears. Your time might be coming, though, or is it? Anybody pulled up a monthly lately of the S&P 500? Because when I look at this thing, and I'm just looking over time, and when I say time, I'm not talking 5 months. I'm talking 25 years, all right? Go ahead and pull up a chart of the S&P of 25 years, and, go ahead and throw your 20-day moving average, your 50-day, your 100-day, your 200-day. Go ahead and throw up your RSI, your MACD, your PPO, your slow stochastics, whatever it is that you like to pull up, all right? And just kind of look at what it's been doing over a longer-term trend and try to think about the next 5 years, because tonight I kind of want to talk about some bigger stocks that maybe ain't what we're talking about earlier in the show, where we're just looking for that quick ride, that quick buck, where you're risking maybe your rent. I hope nobody is, but you know what I'm saying. And not that I'm a financial advisor either, just like Cop or anybody on this show. It's all our opinions, but I just wanted to talk about an approach of maybe a little more, sorry for the speedway in the background, if you can hear that. We got some high flyers here in the studio. But, yeah, pull up those longer-term charts. And this SPX, the first thing that catches my eye is every time we get the S&P 500 to even cross up through that 20-day moving average. And the first time that it really did it after it broke through it, let's say in 2001, when it broke through it in October of 2001 and did not get back above it until 2003, all right? I want you to look at that. And then it ran along it the whole time. And then again, it broke it in 2008. And we didn't see it cross as fast through as we did back in the 2003 cross of that 20-day moving average. But it also came all the way through that 200, and then we had Satan himself buy it back in 2009 with a 666. All right, so anybody that was watching the market crash then, and you saw the market bounce, and you had Mr. Mark Haynes, bless your soul, rest in peace, call the Haynes bottom, you should have been loading that boat, because it rallied all the way up, and then it finally crossed through that 20-day moving average and back through that 200-day moving average back in 2009 in October. Again, October seems to be a very pivotal point, just like January, February, March. They all have their seasonality and their what they do during that period. So once it did that, guys, then we had this consolidation period. What I look at is I see a huge bull flag, and the way I measure this flag is from the bottom of that thing back in those lows in 2009 to the top, to the bottom of that 200-day moving average, and the flag being basically the top of that where it hit that 50-day moving average in 2010 in April, all right? and came back down. That'd be the top of it, and then the bottom of it down around where that 20 swoops below that 200. All right, guys? And then when it finally broke back above it, we had a nice run. And now we came back down through this last little sell-off here where everybody was expecting it to go right through that 200-day moving average and head south. It found that support, and to everybody's surprise, it keeps going higher. But you look at, like I said, a lot of the indicators, they're very bullish, and they have not signaled a sell signal. If anything, things are getting on breakout modes, and we've already seen that. I mean, the Dow is already it's right up next to its highs. It was there intraday a couple sessions ago. So pull back, keep talking about it. I want one too. It's hard to, I mean, every day, look, the market was down. We had bad economic data today flooding the market. You have European trips. Everybody was looking for that bailout in Greece. Never happened. You got people talking about the Golden Cross, what's happening here, what's happening there. I mean, there's so much different angles coming. I just want people to focus on the bigger picture right now. And especially when you're talking about real investments where you're putting down in your Roth or your 401k. And now that we're on that, I want to go to some of those stocks and talk about what's been leading this market higher, all right, and what's not. And I think to no one's surprise, you would see that it's definitely been all risk on. And you can see that by the year to date is digital media is leading the pack. And who's this? This is IMAX, Netflix. We know what an insane bounce they had. It's hard not to take notice, but I don't want to be a buyer there. And then second, you got Rare Elements coming in, and guys in the Skype rooms are on it, man. I saw people posting about Molly Corp. Even today, REE going again. I mean, Rare Elements is up 46% year to date. And then in third, you got solar. I mean, we're talking eSolar, JSO Solar, First Solar. I mean, LDK. I mean, they're all up over 40%. And then you got your social networking stocks group. That's Linkedian, Ren, Cena, Zynga, all those. And, you got your Facebook coming out here. So, and then to my surprise, when I looked into this today, you got your airlines coming in, which is funny because most people think about airlines, they're thinking about, AMR going bankrupt. So they don't associate all these other airlines that have been going crazy and actually leading this market higher, And I think if you look at some of those, the United, ticker symbols, JetBlue, LCC, they're cranking, guys. Now, this is risk on. You got your China internet companies coming in 6, cracking over 32% this year. So there's been nothing but risk on, right? So let's look at what's the laggards of this. And basically, when I look at that, it's all your risk off. It's your telecommunications, your tobacco, your utilities, your electric generators, the fracking, the packaged goods, the luxury goods, the consumer staples, the people that pay the yields. I mean, you've got Procter & Gamble, pretty much the most oversold stock in the Dow right now. The rest of the Dow has, really been doing good. I mean, you can look at Procter & Gamble, guys, and this is one I just want to throw out there for some of you bigger board investors and say that, just based on a chart here, this is one that tried to do the breakout. You basically could call it a triple top in that 65 to 66 level. And I like what I'm looking at is back in August, you had that low, around that 57 level. And then again, you had a low that came down after a nice sell-off in late November, December, around that 60 to 61 level, 60-50 level. Okay, I draw a line from there. That's going to bring me to the current share price at 63.04. That's my line. I'm looking at around 62. I'm looking at Procter & Gamble. This thing's a 3.3% yield. It's got nothing but basically holds long-term buys on it. They got price targets at 72. One as high as 81 by Hillard Lyons. I don't know exactly how their track record is, but just want to throw that one out there because that's probably the most oversold. Now, talking about some other ones in there, I mean, you look at a CAT chart, Caterpillar, CAT, you got a breakout. I mean, it was a perfect ascending triangle. The thing had, a lot of resistance going from late October, November, December, all right? and it couldn't get through that, but it did a nice consolidation. When it finally broke above that level, and you saw it do it with earnings, really, it kind of ran into it with earnings, and then, putting that line on the top of the extending triangle, going all the way back to August, guys. That's why I stress pulling the longer-term chart, drawing the lines, learning the chart patterns, whether it's flags or triangles or wedges, or I know I'm talking with people now that are really into the candles, and it's blowing my mind when he says, oh, it's a harmonic and it's this and that, and it's doing its thing. I know all of these things are just like an oscillator or an indicator. They're not foolproof, but when they're put together with the right risk reward and you're looking at a longer term chart, it really increases your risk reward ratio. All right, guys? So that's basically what I throw out there, and then I wanted to look at a couple quick stocks here as today and what's happening tomorrow. I don't want to be too long-winded. I know I'm going off here, but we saw Radio Shack get taken out back, and I don't know exactly how far they want to take it. It definitely didn't catch any bounce today. It's down almost 30%. It's at a 3-year low. And basically, they just warned of a fourth quarter decline profit, and I think 5 brokers slashed the price targets on the firm. And basically, with that being said, we've seen it on a number of companies. And I'm not saying Radio Shack is any better, but we've talked about it on the radio with Netflix. We talked about it with Sears Holding. We talked about it with AMR. We talked about it with EK. I know a couple of those are the BK, so it's a different story. But I'm just saying these things that get taken out back, especially the companies, the General Mavin coffee roasters, the First Solars. The short interest on this thing is not big. Actually, I take that back. Let's look at it real quick. The short interest on Radio Shack is actually 16.42%. So it's got a heavy short float. But the thing about this is it's almost 65% institutionally owned. So what that tells me, actually, I take that back, almost 90% institutionally owned. So I don't think those guys are shorting. I think they're buying the dip, all right? So at some point, get this on the radar. There's going to be a nice bounce on it. It's on my radar. I put some money into BAC today, got some on Friday a little early. They got a raised price target from Guggenheim to $9. I'm not holding my breath for that, but we'll see. Tomorrow, guys, again, watch those economic calendars. You got your weekly mortgage applications, your Challenger job cut report, your ADP employment report, and then you got some Fed speaking. You got Ploser speaking, and then you got your ISM manufacturing index, construction spending, oil inventories, auto sales. So full boat. You got Aetna, Marathon Oil, Qualcomm, and Electronic Arts. Those are just some of the names. I know there's a lot of them. We've only had 200 of the S&P 500's stocks actually report so far. So we still got a lot of days coming up where it's just jam-packed with hundreds of earnings, and there's a lot of small guys out there. So I think you're going to get into a market where find the winners, and it's a stock picker's dream, all right? And that's pretty much what I got for tonight. Maha.
Okay. Very well done, Siffy.
Nice job.
Wow, I'm going to have to replay it like 6 or 7 times to catch all those tickers.
I didn't throw out too many. I was just trying to, put out a point of, there's a lot of great investments out there,
Oh, yeah.
Wait a minute. One last thing, guys. I almost forgot. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
2012 pick that we picked when we did our radio was UXG, U.S. Gold Corp. I've mentioned it numerous times on this radio station. I know the people that have been following this and been trading it, it has traded down off its highs. It's good that we stick together on this because we saw that coming. But it is now, for anybody that is listening now, under ticker symbol MUX, and it is switched to McEwen Mining. Do the due diligence. It's my favorite story. It's worth it to read up on it and make your decision if you like it.
All right, Sif. Very well done. Thank you.
That was
much.
awesome, man. You ripped that thing. Are you a longboarder or shredder? I mean, what are you?
I shortboard, longboard, paddleboard. I'm just a waterman.
Paddleboard?
Stand up paddleboard. It's awesome.
Nice.
It's like you're floating on water. It's cool.
Well, you just rocked that thing. That was awesome.
Yep, very well
guys.
done.
Hats off to both of you.
Okay, now let's go around the horn and see what everybody's looking at this week, and I will start with Haas.
Wait, you said stocks in focus, is that what you said?
Yep.
Sorry, my head's kind of going 100 miles an hour right now.
Okay.
Well, first of all, I would just like to mention Proteonomics. I've mentioned this a few times on the show now. One of my buddies is in it, and he bought it at like 40 cents or something, and this thing just does not stop. They have end-stage liver disease drug. They're getting ready to start clinical trials, nice share structure, and it seems every dip it takes is just eaten up, and it's green again the next day. So I'm still keeping them in that one on watch. I'm not buying right now. I'm just watching for the fun of it because I love when these bios basically get a life of their own and start taking off. So just watch that one for your own interests. I don't recommend buying, selling, holding, or doing any of that. I'm sure he'll be holding forever because he's just holding for $100, and he keeps telling me that every single day. Another one that I'm keeping on watch just in the near term here is Itonis. They're shooting for a NASDAQ over-the-counter bulletin board listing. They just released news on that yesterday. And they're doing audits right now that are expected to be out within the next couple of months, and they announced that they're working with Paramount Discoveries, for some acquisitions in the near future. So just keeping an eye on that one for more news coming up. The volume was up there compared to what it's been lately, and it's kind of been going around the boards for the last couple of months that it was going to heat up at some time early this year. So want to keep an eye on.
Okay, very well done. Let's take a look at what Nickel has on tap. Nickel.
Hey, what's going on, fellas? Hey, I've been watching, I know I talked about, I would say probably mid-December, talked to a few about Mobile Star Corporation, ticker MDST. Right about 30 today, it took a wild ride from about 0.0015, touched to a high of 0.0034. Still on the go. Through the end of the day, a lot of buying coming in. It crossed over. If you look at the chart, 50-day moving average pretty much has a almost, I don't want to say vertical line up, but a hard bend up. When I was watching this at 0.005. And 200-day moving average is 0.0014, which it crossed up that, touched all the way up to 34, pulled back a little bit, closed at 24. RSI is a little high, 83 right now, so I'm thinking tomorrow, I'm still watching this from here. I think we're going to get a dip out of it because it's going to have to come back down and test support at that 200-day moving average. But definitely keeping this one on radar for future games here. There's a lot of big names on the boards. Looks like it's still going. And the other one got on radar is SPLI, which is an aviation, Avworks Aviation Corp. It's a diversified broker and supply parts for the aviation, worldwide aviation and aerospace markets. It was founded in 2004. It's got a multi-billion-dollar worldwide market, Boeing certified supplier, established in 2004, U.S. FAA certified supplier. That's just another one I got on radar right now as well.
All right, thank you very much. Now let's move over to Mr. Stock Sumo. Sumo, you're up.
Thanks, guys. One that I really like the chart setup is SNPY. That's Sally, Nancy, Papa, Yankee. Sino Payments, Inc. Saw some nice heavy volume come in towards the later half of the trading day. The RSI is at a pretty high point. It's at 71. So it's got a little bit of room to go up to like 80, 90. It's done it before, and it's made some nice runs in the past as that RSI's got up in the power zone. So I like the volume today. If it can continue tomorrow, if it can break the 8-cent resistance, that was the previous high, was like 0798. There could be some more room for it to run. A couple other ones that I like, these plays that have been delisted from the NASDAQ, that voluntary delisted plays, BNVI had a nice jump last week, came back to settle back down a little bit. Going to watch a little bit. ATRN was another nice one. Going to keep that one on my radar. VHGI is one that I've been watching for a while. It hits 52-week high, and it just keeps pushing up higher, and it seems to consolidate, draw back a little bit, and climb again. So that's it for this week.
Okay. Well, last but never least, Mr. Kopp.
Yeah, I'm going to piggyback on what Sumo said. I mean, I think the hot play tomorrow is SMPY. And, I think you're kind of undercutting the price that's going to happen there. I mean, right now, just by looking at what I'm seeing and the certain things that are going on there, it should have closed at 7 today. There were some shares sold and it ended up going down all the way down to 6.3 or 0.063, somewhere around there, and closed at the 0.065.
Yeah, a lot of the volume was traded at 0.668 and higher. I saw that today.
Yeah, I think you're going to get well above 50% there, and that's a called shot. So you might even be able to get a double. But that's where, to tell you my trading day, I'm throwing cash there. I'm letting Bockel, BOCL, get smashed because, just one thing about that company, been trading that probably about, 20 different times. Remember that BCLE back in the day, guys? The company doesn't know how to sell. They're terrible at it.
Yeah, the old BioClean.
Yep. So what's going to end up happening, you got the drive up, you're going to get the tank down, and as soon as I find that bottom right on there, I'm jumping because I'm going to clip that sucker for about 30%, and I'm going to take out COHO for about 40%. That's my plan.
Sounds like a good strategy.
Sounds good, man.
Keep me abreast.
So I should get out at 35.
You can't bidwhack me. I mean, and tell me on the radio I'm going to bidwhack you. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Well, God, tell me when you're going to start getting out, and I'll start shorting it. How does that sound? We'll be a team.
There you go. Hey, I mean, there's certain ways to do this, and you guys know the deal. You roll with the punches and see what it gives you and all that other stuff. But that you kind of got to go off a little bit of a trend. Pattern and trend is the way to go. And like ATRN, like Sumo said, I mean that thing's been a flipping dream. If you can catch the channels, and think about what's happening here. Every time
it held 0.67.
Yeah. Well,
if you can hold that. I mean, you just watch for them to run up. If you watch for them to find support. If they hold that support, generally. There's going to be another bounce in the cards.
Oh, absolutely. And make no mistake about it. I mean, the people driving that stock up, who I don't know who they are, however, they keep selling at the top, buying more at the bottom. Selling at the top, buying more, even more at the bottom. And they're eating the float as they drive it up. It's actually beautiful to watch. But, is the company worth it? Probably not. Watch what's going on there. Oh, crap. VPR,
yeah, I saw that. I was just going to mention that. $1 million in volume.
That thing, and so we could be very, very clear on that, is we got a good friend of ours sat there and called us up and said, hey, I want you guys to throw that at a spotlight. And we don't normally do that. It's just not, we're not big on the whole request thing. And needless to say, it was very, very early. So on his next play, no matter what he tells me, I'm just buying it. So, good stuff.
Are you allowed to say who that was? I need to reach out to that person.
And, somebody else on this radio show will bidwhack me and jump the gun on me. So, no.
Oh, easy.
Lame.
The invisible hand. You guys don't know him out there.
I knew it.
And gave it to me so early. So those of you out there that are fortunate enough to be close to invisible hand, knows what the hell he's doing.
He's also known on the Addams Family.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Coming up on Stock Traders Talk Radio this week, tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern, SATM CEO interview. Thursday night, we have another CEO interview for you at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sunday nights, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Monday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Either we do a stock spotlight or we do a CEO interview. One of those two things happen here Sunday through Thursday. Don't forget, if you want to play poker with the boys, we have a poker club on the STT homepage at StockTradersTalk.com. You'll see a little banner there. It's free to join. It's free to play. We do not collect email addresses. You'll see a little banner on the homepage. Click on it. It'll give you the directions on how to join us on Sunday nights to play a little poker for fun. I doubt I'll be there this week because the Super Bowl is on.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The Super Bowl is on, and some of us have a little interest in what's going on there. Some of us could care less, right, Huss?
That's correct. Good, sir.
Yeah, count me out of poker this week.
Yeah.
I don't even play because you rig it every time. It's not even worth it. I just go play hockey instead because I know I can at least win in hockey.
I don't think so. He didn't rig it the time that I won.
You never know. Maybe.
Wait, you beat this guy?
I took both of them out in one shot. My standings went up. I was up to like number 2 at one point. I was taking people out left and right in one night. I had a great night.
All right.
What team do you play for in hockey?
What team do I play for?
Yeah.
Nah, the Wild asked me to play for them, but I decided not to. So, no, there's a bunch of adult leagues around Minneapolis, St. Paul area here. So, I just play in some of the adult leagues.
Nice.
Got my own team with a bunch of buddies, a few from North Dakota, a few from that I met here in Minnesota. It's fun. It's good stuff. It's basically a beer league, but, it's competitive hockey. Got some really, really, really good players and some lower quality players, but you all get along. It's fun.
Do you punch each other in the mouth?
Oh, man, there's probably fights every other game.
Wow.
I'm not joking.
It's like glory days and stuff.
Yeah. Sometimes it's old guys, too. You get these, old weaklings that, get pissed off, and they'll, start duking it out with guys in front of the net. It's like, dude, just go in the box. Just go back to the Seriously.
Hey,
it's embarrassing.
STT.
Yeah.
Pretty excited about Saturn tomorrow night, man.
Oh, yeah.
I read that PR today, and I don't want to dive into any of it on the show, but I wanted to. But I'm looking forward to that.
Yep, should be exciting stuff. Okay, it's been a fantastic January here at Stock Traders Talk Radio. Don't believe me? Go look at our board. That's right. On iHub, follow us over at Stock Traders Talk Radio board. You can look at the board, see our picks for the month, and see exactly how hot we really were. Very good month, guys. Looking forward to seeing us do it again in February. Coming up tomorrow, February 1st. Got to start the month off right. CEO interview. So, from all of us here to all of you out there, and I want to say thank you to everybody for listening to the show. It has helped us tremendously, keeps us going. We appreciate it. From all of us here to all of you out there, we wish you the best in the market tomorrow. May all your picks go green. This is STT Radio, Stock Traders Talk, and we're out.
Thank you for listening to Stock Traders Talk Radio. All views and topics talked about on Stock Traders Talk Radio is solely for entertainment purposes. We are not professional financial advisors and always recommend you seek the advice of a professional financial advisor. Never invest in any stock featured on our show unless you can afford to lose your entire investment. The information contained on our show is based on sources which we believe to be reliable, but is not guaranteed by us as being accurate, and might not be a complete statement or summary of the available data. Stock Traders Talk Radio advises that the investments in companies profiled are commonly considered to be high risk, and use of the information provided is at the investor's sole risk. Thank you for listening to Stock Traders Talk Radio.